Hi everyone, my name is Kartik and my channel is about mental models. In this video I'm going to be talking about relativity. Now you might think that I'm going to be talking about something scientific or maybe even related to the theory of relativity. However, you will be delighted to know that this video is going to be a lot easier to understand and is not technical at all. In the world of mental models, relativity refers to the concept that our perceptions are shaped by our individual experiences and different understanding of viewpoints compared to another person. It is also how we reference events, things, people. And so if you remember my video on the map is not the territory mental model flashing up here now, in this video you can see that I drew this infographic on the internal representation of reality, and this is a good visual to help you understand why we would have a different understanding of the same thing to another person. So that is the internal representation of reality. We all have a particular set of experiences which shapes how we see the world and in particular the things we choose to focus on and the things which we ignore. Now, let's look at this diagram. So this is like a simple example one. Let's look at this diagram. I really like this diagram. You've got two people and they're looking at the same thing, which is that. And I like this diagram because it very clearly shows that two people can look at the same thing and come away with vastly different interpretations based on their viewpoint. This one looks at it and says this is the number 6, and you probably guessed this one looks at it and says it's a number 9. So they're both looking at the same thing, and from their viewpoints, neither is wrong. But the point I'm making is that their interpretations are vastly different based on their viewpoint. Another example 2, is you've probably all experienced this, where you have two colleagues working alongside each other in the same office, and one of them feels cold and the other one feels hot, and the temperature or the AC gives out the same temperature in the office, but they both feel the environment differently. So that's another classic example. A further example, just do it here, example 3, is from the world of politics. We see this all the time. A policy which may be common sense to a city dweller may appear to be complete nonsense to a rural resident, or even vice versa. Again, the point I'm making, or the point of this mental model, relativity, is to have this understanding that there are other viewpoints which differ from ours, or there are multiple different viewpoints depending on how many different people there are in the situation. Everyone has their own viewpoint, and if we are in the situation, there are other viewpoints which are different from ours, and this understanding helps foster empathy and finding common ground. Relativity, this mental model, isn't the same as the idea that all perspectives are valid. I'm not saying that, but rather that by knowing this mental model or knowing about this mental model, we can examine our own assumptions. That's the first thing, and then we can seek out diverse viewpoints and also broaden our frames of reference. Understanding that our viewpoints are relative to one another can allow us to open ourselves to other ways of to see other ways, or to see how other people are thinking about things. What I usually do, and this is a technique of this mental model, is that if there is a topical issue, I ask other people for their viewpoint and what they think on that topical issue, and then I listen to the information, I absorb it, and then I apply my judgment to their response and amend my thoughts accordingly. Now, there are many topical issues in the news and in daily life, and knowing that there are things we have missed or can't see will help us to get started and speak to others. The sort of mindset that you should have is a learning mindset, and then through this you can, as I say, examine your own assumptions, broaden your frames of reference. And so there you have it, the relativity mental model. As I said, it's not technical at all. It's just about understanding that different people will have different viewpoints, and if you can understand that, you can foster empathy and common ground, which is something worth working towards or putting some effort towards. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. It really does help. And please do check out some of my previous videos, especially the map is not the territory, all flashing on screen right now. And I will see you in the next video with another mental model. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.